We are not replacing people with machines. In fact, we're not changing our headcount at all. We will have the same number of people at the end of this year that we had at the beginning of this year working on fundamental active equities. But what we're doing is bringing more data, more analytics, and more use of machine learning and portfolio optimization to our fundamental portfolio managers. So in fact, it's not replacing man with machine. It is taking the best of both man and machine and applying it to the way we manage it.
Augmenting man with artificial intelligence, is that a better analogy?
I think that's a much better analogy. Now, in some areas where markets are highly efficient, for example, large cap US equities, we are moving more of those portfolios to be driven algorithmically.
So you're not changing the headcount, but you could be changing how some money is being managed just to...
We're changing the way, in fact, we're changing the way all money is being managed. But what we're doing, in today's age, what you have to understand, if you don't believe that technology is impacting the investment industry, then you're sadly mistaken. Technology is impacting every single industry.
Is it that trades are getting done faster? Is it that you have to be ahead of the algorithms? How does that?
It's primarily that today, information has become democratized. My 12-year-old is able to access the same type of information on the internet today that used to be proprietary, very hard to get. You had to do massive amounts of research, and now that's available for free. So,
you know, that's really interesting, and I hadn't thought about it before. Do you think that is part of the reason we are seeing markets that are so less volatile than they used to be? We have a million explanations for why there's not much volatility, but I hadn't thought about that playing into it before.
Well, I think markets are becoming increasingly efficient. I think that's part of it. I think there's probably 999,000 other reasons, but certainly markets, I believe, are much more highly efficient, especially in equities and especially in developed markets. We are taking those traditional fundamental asset management ways of doing business, and we're augmenting it. We're augmenting it with better intelligence, with better information, with big data, with portfolio optimization. And the place that it's hardest to do, you're right, is in large cap, developed market equities where markets are highly efficient. So you do have to go a little bit further afield, and you have to dig deeper. Where you will win is on more high conviction portfolios, on portfolios that are outcome driven, for example, where the universe of stocks you're choosing from are perhaps narrower and you're going much, much deeper. So if you look at what we're doing, for example, in our healthcare portfolios, there you're choosing 30 stocks out of maybe 250 instead of trying to choose 100 out of 500. And there you're going to be more successful because you're going deeper. Look, in today's world of stock picking, you have to do one of two things. You either have to be very broad, which we do algorithmically, or you have to be very deep. And that's what we're doing with our fundamental portfolios.